大家收看亚洲保时捷凯迪拉贝2024年赛季第4回合在日本铃鹿赛道的赛事直播。我是本次赛季的主持人 Sammy。今天的比赛将会十分关键，因为我们将会知道哪位车手能够受邀去观赏今年的勒芒24小时耐力赛。Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 season for round 4 in Suzuka circuit. This is your season host, Sammy Hum, and today's race is exceptionally important as we will find out which driver will be invited to watch the 24 hours of Le Mans. Let's hear that from our pit reporter, Steve Dawson.
Thanks, Sammy, and we certainly have weather again today, don't we? Completely overcast. There's a little bit of rain in the air. I'm sure you can feel that. Not quite as gusty as yesterday. Great opportunity for the mid-table Pro-Am drivers today because the championship leader, Bao Junlong, and the current runner-up, Li Xuanyu, they're both at the back of the grid. Be interesting to see them work their way through, but a good opportunity for those mid-table drivers to make hay while the sun does not shine. Up at the front of the grid, Alessandro Giretti is really in great nick, isn't he? Looking very, very good. He's in pole position. And the other two podium performers from yesterday, Dylan Pereira and Mathis Jobert, they're in P2 and 3 respectively. Should be a really exciting race up at the front there.
Yes, I agree with that. So let us recap by watching yesterday's highlight.
So round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia kicked off in beautiful sunshine here in Japan with the stars on the grid, but it went from a dream to a nightmare for Nazim Azman and Max Yao, who crashed on the start, and unfortunately that was a long safety car period to clear that up. But once we got back racing, it was great stuff from Alessandro Giretti as he and Dylan Pereira charged away at the front of the field while Dylan Ip and Matthias Jobert fought over the last spot on the podium. Eric Zhang, he was the man on the move for Toro Racing in the 77 car, making his way up from 25th on the grid to 15th, while Bao Junlong continued his dominance of the Pro-Am class. But the battle to watch was the battle for 4th place between Dylan Ip, Martin Ragginger and Marco Giltrap from New Zealand, who had a great battle all the way through. Also, Francis Chia, using his experience to hold off the charging Eric Zhang. The ever distinctive car, the comic book strip car of Eric Kwong, is always one to watch and managed to hold off several challenges to score a win in the AM class. That battle between Chia and Zhang went all the way down to the wire, with Chia just hanging on and no more from the charging Eric Zhang. But at the front, well, it was all about this young man, Alessandro Giretti, the young 22-year-old from France, the latest Porsche junior driver. He extends his lead at the top of the championship. Bao Junlong, a victory in Pro-Am, and Eric Kwon taking the honours in the AM class.
Thank you, commentators. Now joining me on the track today, we have Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Series Manager Alex Imperatori. Welcome, Alex. Good morning.
Good morning, Sammy.
So, Alex, we had a fun race yesterday. How did our teams and drivers feel about it? Did they live up? Did Suzuka live up to the expectations?
Absolutely. Suzuka is always a great circuit. You know, it's on the bucket list for every driver. And doesn't matter whether you're an old hand from PCCA, experienced with Suzuka, or a newcomer, it's always throwing up a challenge. We saw a great race yesterday, and we're looking forward to today. We have some spits of rain here, so, you know, it's always going to be a challenging one.
Now, as you mentioned, you know, Carrera Cup Asia has always been creating a perfect balance between seasoned veterans and also superstar newcomers. Is that the key for the success of this series?
Yes, I think we're very proud of the mix of drivers we have in the series, with on one hand some drivers that have achieved, I would say, even status legend in PCCA, like Martin Ragginger, you know, who has the most victories in PCCA history, but also drivers like Francis Chia, Bao Junlong, and many others. And at the same time, we are very happy to always bring in new blood in the series, because these guys will be the legends of tomorrow. So it's really a healthy mix, and we are very proud of this.
So now we are still very early in the season. There's still 11 rounds to go. Do you think we can see the season being shaped up in Suzuka already, or like how important are the early rounds for our competitors?
Well, I think every round is critical. Obviously, when you look at the point structure, it's key to score at every weekend. But definitely setting the tone for the season is important. Coming out strong at the beginning is mentally important. You know, you always score mental advantage over your competition, but at the same time, if you also did not score, it also maybe makes you eager to overcome these initial challenges and come back stronger. So I think we will see an exciting season, and it's not over.
I'm sure there's a lot to look forward to in this season, so thank you so much, Alex, for your time, and let's throw it back to the commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. Great to hear there from the 2012 champion of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, Alex Imperatori, who's now in very much the managerial role here in this championship. Well, what is the weather doing here at Suzuka? It's being unpredictable. We had beautiful sunshine yesterday. Today, not so much. Air temperature's okay, 23 degrees Celsius. The problem is the chance of rain. We've got spits of rain in the air. And well, that's going to be a major concern for the teams, because when they have to make their choice on tyres, do they go on the dry tyre or do they go on the wet tyre? Looks like it is going to be the Michelin dry tyre, but the track temperature still sitting at 28 degrees Celsius. That's too warm a track temperature for the wet tyre at this moment, but you will have to stay off the curbs if we get any more rain, because they will get very, very slippy indeed. So one to watch out for. We had a wet to dry race last year here at Suzuka. Will we have a dry to wet race today? I'm sure the teams will be hoping that this light rain, very light rain, blows through, because it can cause absolute havoc on the drivers' plans and the team's plans as well. The drivers are making their way to the grid, and it will be Alessandro Guerretti who starts on pole position, and Steve Dawson has caught up with him.
Car 55, Alessandro Guerretti in pole position once again. Alessandro, good morning to you. A little bit windy like yesterday. There's a little bit of rain in the air as well. How do you feel about that? Doesn't seem to bother you?
Yes, the conditions are changing compared to yesterday. It's, as you say, it's windy and it starts to rain. So yeah, for the moment it's tricky condition. We never drive under the rain. I mean, myself, I never drive under the rain here in Suzuka. So we'll see. I think we are all in slick tire for the moment, for sure. But we see it's going to be interesting, I guess.
Do you ever focus on getting an extra point for the fastest lap, or does that just happen naturally?
No. I try just to focus on myself, to be consistent and to do a gap to don't get attacked by the car behind, and then yeah, the fastest lap can come alone. Yeah.
Good luck today.
Thank you very much.
So a very focused Alessandro Guerretti, and as he mentioned, looks like dry tyres at the moment for our front-running drivers. But who will handle these changing conditions the best? But it's not just about that battle at the front between Dylan Pereira and Alessandro Guerretti and whoever else wants to join the party. We have the Pro-Ams and the Ams as well. Now the Pro-Am pole sitter different today. Zhang Yatzi will start on pole in that class in 10th overall, as the championship leader Bao Jinlong is going to start all the way in the back of the grid after an accident in qualifying for this race on Friday. So our pole sitter Yang Jiatzi in the 888 machine for Phantom Global Racing will be your pole sitter in Pro-Am. He's won several times in the Am class here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. He'll be desperately hoping to make it a win here in the Pro-Am class. Let's hear what he has to say with Steve Dawson.
888 Yang Yatzi is in pole position among the Pro-Am drivers. Yatzi, your two toughest competitors are starting right at the back of the grid today. This gives you a pretty good opportunity, huh?
Yeah, it's a chance to overtake and defense. And the main problem is the weather. The rain is coming.
You're bothered by the rain?
Yeah, I like rain.
Another problem for you will be Eric Zhang, but he's separated by a good number of the Pro-Am drivers, so you've got quite a gap.
Yeah, that's okay because we are very good friends. We already discussed about for the start. Stay in the track.
Enjoy the race and stay safe.
Fantastic there. Oh, a little bit of tactics, a little bit of cooperation by some of the drivers in the Pro-Am class. I like it. I don't like the look of that though. That rain is starting to come down a lot heavier. It was just spits of rain when we came up on air around 10 minutes ago, but that's a little bit more persistent. So this could really cause havoc on who chooses what tyres. The tyre trolleys are there, so there may be time for a very late change. If not, it'll have to be changed in the pit lane during the race. So, huge drama here on the grid for the 4th round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Eric Kwong will be hoping for no drama. He starts in pole in the AM class. Let's see how he's feeling ahead of this.
All of the amateur drivers in the field will be looking up the grid to Eric Kwong, who is once again in pole position. You must be pleased, Eric, with your season so far. 3 wins out of 3, and here you are on pole for race 4.
Yeah, it's raining now.
Yeah.
It's very challenging. And yeah, try to keep the car first. Make sure no accident, no touching. Yeah.
The rain is pretty light. We wouldn't call it heavy yet, but does that still have an impact on your approach?
I'm not sure yet. Right now the track seems okay. I'm not sure. Maybe you wing harder and then it become different.
Okay, well, good luck and stay safe today, Eric.
Thank you.
Great to hear from Eric Kwong there. I love his martini-coloured helmet. That's a real nod to Porsche history and a cool helmet there. So, seeing the grid starting to be cleared, whatever tyres are fitted, whatever Michelin tyres are fitted, you're stuck with them now. We did see this at Suzuka last year, where it was wet to start with and then dried up, and there was a real challenge to see who had chosen the right tyres. Some came in to change tyres, some did not. Will we see that again today? Looks like, from what we understand from our information on the grid, the drivers will start on dry tyres for now. Alessandro Gueretti managed to extend his championship lead yesterday to 14 points over Matthias Jobert, with Dylan Pereira closing the gap down to Jobert in second. Rodrigo Diaz Almeida is tied for 4th with Porsche Carrera Cup Asia legend Martin Raginger. In the Pro-Am class, Bao Long, well, he's made it into a big championship lead already. 31 points after his victory yesterday, but remember, he's starting from the back of the pack today. Zhang Yaqi will start second, with Eric Zhang in 3rd in the championship standings. Then it's Li Juanyu in 4th, and Li Chao rounds out the top 5 in the Pro-Am classification. In the AM classification, well, Eric Kwong also has a very strong lead. Also, funnily enough, also 21 points ahead of Henry Kwong, his brother. Mungkong Satien Tirakul has moved up to 3rd ahead of John Shen, and Zhou Jiguan is in 5th. So the drivers now just all alone with their singular mechanic there, ready to shut the door and send them off for 13 laps of racing or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. Suzuka circuit, what a place. 5.8 kilometres, 18 turns in a figure-of-8 format, and it is just the ultimate challenge for both car and driver. Overtaking spots are fairly localised. You look at the hairpin corner at turn 11 is a really good opportunity. And also the Casio Triangle at turns 16 and 17. We've certainly seen drama there over the years, haven't we? Who could forget Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost back in 1989 when they clashed at that corner. On a single lap, on a qualifying lap, there's not many places better than Suzuka. So many drivers will tell you that it's one of the greatest places to drive a race car anywhere on earth. So Alessandro Gueretti will lead us away then into what will be a critical warm-up lap, to not only to get the temperature and pressure into the Michelin tyres, but also to really try and get a feel of where the grip is and indeed where it is not, with this light rain that's in the air. We saw the kind of spots of rain on the cars as Steve Dawson was getting the interviews with our 3 class pole sitters. and straight away Alessandro Gueretti weaving furiously back and forward. That is to try and generate that critical temperature in those Michelin tyres, ready for this 13 lap or 30-minute race, whichever comes first. Alessandro Gueretti then will be your pole sitter alongside the Luxembourg driver Dylan Pereira for Team Shanghai Honda. Then it's Matthias Jobert for Toro Racing alongside Team Porsche New Zealand's Marco Giltrap. Row 3 will be Martin Raginger for Porsche Holding in the number 86 car, alongside Rodrigo Diaz Almeida for R&B Racing in their number 18 machine. Then on row 4 it's Dylan Iep in car number 6. Then it will be Stefan Radzinski, the Canadian, for Open Road Racing in car number 69. Then we have our AM-class pole sitter in 9th overall, the ever-impressive, ever-smiling Eric Kwong for Birdwork Motorsport, alongside the Pro-Am class pole sitter of Zhang Yatsi. Then on row 6 it's the Malaysian Nazim Azman, who had a disastrous race yesterday, crashing on the start, so he'll be hoping for much better today. Eric Zhang, who charged through from 25th to 15th, he will start from 12th today. Li Chao will start 13th alongside Henry Kwong, who sits second in the AM standings at this moment. Then it's Munkong Satien Tirakul for EBM Giga Racing. Francis Chia will start from 16th. Row 9 will be Jackie Wu in the 969 Porsche Own Retail 69 team car, and Lewis Liu will start in 18th for R&B Racing in the 777. Row 10 will be the number 117 machine of Cao Zi Quan for Phantom Global Racing, alongside series stalwart Adrian De Silva. Row 11 sees Zhu Jie Yao starting in the number 33 car, alongside Max Yao, who had again a very difficult start to the day yesterday with a crash on the start. John Shen will start back in 23rd. Expect to see him coming through the pack, starting alongside on the 12th row of the grid with Hendrik Jaya Soatidi. Bao Jinlong, this is the big story. The Pro-Am Championship leader, the 3 from 3 Pro-Am Championship leader, will start from 25th with the number 75 car of Zhu Jiefeng starting 26th, and Li Juanyu right at the back of the pack in 27th. There are the Michelin wet tyres. You can see the grooves in them there to clear the water away. They haven't been fitted yet, but they are there, primed, ready to be fitted to these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines if they are required. If the driver feels that dry tyres are just not suitable, the wipers are on many of the cars. That is a bit of a telling sign. Oh, this is really nerve-wracking now for our drivers. They have only had 5.8 kilometres to get out there and feel what the track conditions are, and of course they can change so quickly with the way the weather is. We could well see this race won on pit lane if this rain continues. Oh, who would want to be a driver in this situation? Really nervy when you've got slick tyres on a wet surface. That is a really tricky scenario. So the last few drivers making their way to their grid spots, ready for a standing start then, and ready to launch off the line for this 4th round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2024, the 21st season of this amazing championship, which is driven by dreams. It also makes dreams come true. Alessandro Gueretti on pole position, the Porsche Junior. Starters orders have been given, waiting for those lights to come up on the gantry. Here they are. Revs come up. It's go time at Suzuka. Good getaway from pole position there for Alessandro Gueretti. Has he got enough to hold on to the lead into turn 1? Yes, he does, as Dylan Pereira folds in behind him there in second. Good start from Martin Raginger. He's already up there into 4th position, so he's made up a spot already. And here comes in 3rd place Matthias Jobert for Toro Racing, who's all over the back of Dylan Pereira. In fact, he's nudging into the back of the Luxembourg driver, goes to little duck into the inside but can't make it work then. Look at Matthias is Gilbert, the Frenchman, trying to get up to chase after his compatriot Alessandro Gueretti, who's wasting absolutely no time and really making a charge here. It's Carrera, who's a little bit steady off the start here in this, just spots of rain, light rain in the area. Oh, how is the grip as they go over the curbs? It's not bothering Alessandro Gueretti for now, neither Carrera nor Gilbert as they come through the Degner curves for the first time, rushing up towards the hairpin. So Gueretti from Carrera, from Gilbert, then it's Martin Raginger in 4th position as they make their way, tiptoe their way through the hairpin bend, and oh no, it's our pole sitter in Pro-Am, it's Zhang Yatsi, and he is beached in the gravel trap, and that will be all she wrote for him. He's getting out of the car, and that will surely require the intervention of a safety car, and well, that's, I don't think, what any of the drivers will want to see, because a safety car basically means that the drivers can't go quick enough to keep the temperature and pressure in their tyres, and right enough, there is the safety to the drivers, and oh dear, a very upset Zhang Yatsi marches away from the car, and oh, after that pole position, it will be no points scored for the Pro-Am there. So Alessandro Gueretti, your race leader, then will have it all to do once more. After making a perfect getting away from a standing start, he's going to have to do it again on a rolling restart. And this will be interesting to see, because if the rain continues, if we get a couple of laps worth of safety car and the rain continues and the track gets wetter, then there may be some drivers who throw the dice here, because if you're further back in the field, you've got less to lose. If you're further back in the field, you go, well, let's take a risk and come in and put the wet tyres on in the hope that the rain comes down much, much more heavily. But if you're up at the front, you can't really take that risk. You've got to basically follow what the rest of your rivals are doing. So I think tiptoeing on slick tyres is going to be the order of the day for now, until the weather changes beyond where it is right now. But believe me, that does not make it any easier whatsoever. So the cars are now gathered behind the pace car, and that will allow the Suzuka marshalling team to attend to the stricken 888 car of Zhang Yatsi, that Phantom Global Racing machine. So after that little shake-up there at the start, your top 3 is in the same order as it was. Gueretti from Carrera, from Gilbert. Great move up from Martin Raginger. He's up to 4th from 5th on the grid. Rodrigo Diaz Almeida is up to 5th. Not such a good start for Marco Giltrap, who's dropped back from 4th to 6th. Dylan Ip is in 7th. Great start for Nazim Asman. He's moved up to 8th from 11th on the grid, so he's one of our biggest movers. Stefan Rosinski and Eric Kwong have dropped back to 9th and 10th, but Kwong still leads in the AM class from Munkong Satyen Tirakul, who actually has made a great rise up the pack. He started in 15th, did Satyen Tirakul, and he's now up to 11th. Li Chao is up to 12th. Henry Kwong is in 13th. Bao Jinlong, wow. So from 25th on the grid, Bao Jinlong is up to 14th place after not even a full lap. We were under safety car about 3/4 of a lap around. So wow, what a start from Bao Jinlong. Francis Chia is in 15th and Louis Liu is in 16th. So that's your order after that opening lap, as they follow in that order behind the pace car. And I would suspect that to recover that stricken Phantom Global Racing car, we will need a flatbed truck to come in and pick that car out of the gravel. The gravel doing its job to slow the car down. In fact, we don't need a flatbed truck. They don't need that here at Suzuka. We've got, looks like some sort of utility vehicle there, with almost like an Argo Cat pulling pulling that stricken 888 car out of the gravel and to a point of safety. So hopefully that will mean then that it will be a relatively short delay then here to this to racing action, at least here in the 4th round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Now you'll hear a lot of drivers and fans talking about Suzuka being an old school circuit, and it is in many ways. It's very, very quick, and it's very much old school in the way that if you look at a much more modern circuit, a lot of them have a lot of tarmac runoff. Here at Suzuka is a bit more old school in that it's got grass and gravel. Now there is several arguments to make that gravel is a better solution than tarmac, but it's a debate that will rage on. But certainly the gravel doing its job there to keep the 888 car of Zhang Yatsi from the trackside barriers and avoiding any further damage. So just a simple tow out, no points sadly, but that's the gravel doing its job. Great to have now the brotherly battle in the AM class with number 91 Henry Kwong rejoining the championship, a previous champion in the AM class, but he doesn't want his brother Eric having all the fun. He won the AM class last year, so he's wanting to come back and reclaim his crown. And as his brother does, Eric's got the cartoon strip car there with the blue and pink colours and the very jazzy orange and yellow colours of Henry Kwong, who got up onto the podium yesterday and in fact was able to bring his daughter up onto the podium and join the celebrations. We've seen Eric bring his son on to the podium on a few occasions, so it's great for them to get involved. Racing is very much a family affair. Yes, you might have one member of the family in the car, but usually there's a lot of family members behind the scenes watching in the garage, probably quite nervously. So 2 laps completed so far, one of which under green, one behind the safety car with the lights still on, so that means that the safety car will continue going around until those lights go off. Let's see if we're coming around Spoon Curve just now, which is about 3/4 of the way through the lap. Normally the safety car, if it is coming in, it will switch the lights off and then speed up quite dramatically and charge to the pit lane and allow the pole sitter to bring the field back to racing. Now, are those lights off? Yes, they are. So we're ready to go back racing again here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, round 4 for 2024. Alessandro Gueretti will lead the field back. Now, yesterday, Gueretti got the gas on really early to try and catch out Dylan Pereira, but not quite. It didn't fool Dylan Pereira whatsoever. He was right on top of it and hit the gas pedal and was right in behind him. Getting reports from pit lane, the rain has now stopped, so that's good. That's good news for the drivers particularly, and the track should get quicker and quicker throughout the race. Alessandro Gueretti then will lead us back in. He's taking, gets a little bump on the restart there, and then he hits the gas and goes and pulls a couple of car lengths from Dylan Pereira. So Gueretti handles that restart absolutely perfectly. He's the Porsche Junior driver, the selected driver this season, and he's showing exactly why Sasha Masson and the crew have chosen him for that honour. So Gueretti then leads us back into green flag racing with 2022 Mobil 1 Super Cup champion Dylan Pereira in second. Then it's Matthias Jobert, who before the safety car came out was looking very, very racy indeed, really relishing these slightly treacherous conditions. Then it's Martin Ragginger in fourth as they come through the snaking S-bends back and forth, the change of direction. You can see the cars, the body language of them with that rear engine, the classic 911 rear engine. You can see the weight transfer as they make their way through those snaking S-bends. Then it's up to the double right-hander of Degner 1, Degner 2, still taking a decent amount of carb there as well. Do they use quite a bit of carb on the exit? You bet they do. They're fearless, these drivers. So the slightly inclement weather not forcing them off the curbs at this moment in time. So Goretti then in first, but really we look back to second. The pink BWT liveried car of Dylan Pereira under big pressure from Matthias Jobert for Toro Racing. And Jobert, of course, second in the championship, just 2 points ahead of Pereira, so he'll be determined to try and solidify that second place as they have quite converging lines there coming through Spoon Curve, the multiple apex left-hander as they come now onto the back stretch heading up towards the infamous 130R, a really big, brave corner. Such a quick left-hander, and you just got to peel in at the last moment. Goretti was doing that yesterday. Goretti actually takes a little bit inside the curb there and kicks up a bit of dust as they come through the fast left-hander of 130R. So Goretti then, your leader from Dylan Pereira by about 2 car lengths. Then it's Matthias Jobert, and our leading 3 just making a little bit of a breakaway now from Martin Ragginger in 4th position, who's got Rodrigo Diaz Almeida right in behind him there, with the number 84 of Marco Giltrap battling over 4th place. We had a raging battle for 4th place yesterday with many of those same drivers. Bao Jinlong then in the number 7 machine. He's in 14th place after starting in 25th and determined to make his way up the field. Leading in Pro-Am at the moment is Li Chao in the number 9 car. So Bao Jinlong is already up to 2nd in class. Quite incredible, and in fact now up to 13th place, and this is your battle for the Pro-Am lead. Bao Jinlong is all over the back of Li Chao and looking to go, well, from last to first in the Pro-Am class. What a story that would be for Bao Jinlong, with after just, well, 4 laps and a couple of them behind the safety car. He's forging through the field in that beautiful blue and gold Phantom Global Racing machine. Bao Jinlong, he is really the benchmark in the Pro-Am class. Team Shanghai Honda with the BWT colours. Now, who is off here? Is dust everywhere. So we've got a car off. Now, have they made their way through? No, it's at the Degner curve. It's the second Degner curve, and oh, that was close. 3-2-1. Li Xuan Yu has spun, I think, at Degner 2 and for Z-Speed Motorsport, and just came across the track there and nearly collected another driver. That was very, very close. Very close indeed. Looks like he's able to get the car moving under its own power, so hopefully we'll stay green flag racing for now as our leaders. They're already up at the Casio Triangle, and Alessandro Goretti leads then from Dylan Pereira and Matthias Jobert. And 3 stalwart teams of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia here: Team Jebsen, Team Shanghai Honda and Toro Racing. And why don't you throw Porsche Holding in the mix there in 4th position with Martin Ragginger on board. So 4 laps complete then. Fastest lap of the race, surprise, surprise, is Alessandro Goretti, a 2:06.179. So race pace is pretty good. So these inclement weather conditions not causing too much of a problem on pace right now. As a move for the Pro-Am lead then. Bao Jinlong leads in the Pro-Am class at Suzuka. What a drive so far from that man, starting at the back of the pack. He's already up into that'll be 12th overall now. He's up into is Bao Jinlong, and he's got his eyes set forward on the AM battle, which is equally tight, with Eric Kwong leading the way but being chased down hard by the number 76 of Munkong Satien Tirakul. So Eric Kwong in his fantastic comic book strip car. He's even got the matching overalls. His overalls have got a big cartoon strip on them which say superb in big capital letters, and he's driving superbly at the moment. So Bao Jinlong, he only, well, you would think theoretically he's only got to worry about winning the Pro-Am class, but that is not the way he operates. He doesn't like to just win his class, he likes to mix it with the overall leaders too. Now today that might be a bit more difficult starting from the back of the pack, but he'll certainly be wanting to get past the 2 AM class contenders ahead of him, and already Bao Jinlong chasing down hard Munkong Satien Tirakul in that light blue number 76 machine. And that could well do Eric Kwong a bit of a favour, because if Bao Jinlong makes Satien Tirakul's life a little bit more difficult, that could allow Kwong to escape a little bit more in the lead of the AM class. And yes, Bao Junlong's going to have a look there going into 130R, but meanwhile we switch back to the battle for fourth, which is raging on between Martin Raginger, a driver who's been driving Porsche Cup cars since 2007, so he knows the Porsche Cup car and its various generations so well, and has more victories in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia than any other driver. But he's being chased down by one of our talent pool by Michelin drivers, Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, in that white and black machine, the number 18 car, and then it's Marco Giltrap, the Team Porsche New Zealand driver, in the 84 machine in that white, red and black car. Very much a Kiwi livery there. You see the Giltrap Group branding on the side, a company that have done so much with the Porsche brand over the years. So getting towards half race distance now as we move on to lap 6. Alessandro Gueretti leads by just about 0.6 of a second from Dylan Pereira, who in turn has now 0.7 of a second over Matthias Jobert. So we saw on the restart Jobert be very quick and putting a lot of pressure on Pereira, but Pereira's kind of steadied the ship here a little bit, and he's got his eyes set forward on Alessandro Gueretti. And for Pereira, he doesn't want to see Gueretti come out of here with 2 wins and extending his championship advantage. He really needs to overtake Gueretti and try and close that championship gap down. Easier said than done. Personal best lap times coming in thick and fast as the track conditions get a little bit better. It's a 206.6 for Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, a personal best. Also for Nazim Azman in 8th, 208.1. Munkong Sathyantirakul sets his best lap of the race on the last time by, a 209.6, a 209 flat for Bao Junlong, so he's the man on the move in that little group, and Li Chao with his personal best last time by, 210.1. So we should see those lap times tumble as the race progresses, and hopefully we'll stay green flag racing and keep that temperature and pressure in those Michelin tyres. So over the line then, as we have 6 laps to go then here at Suzuka, with Gueretti last time by a 206.1, a 206.2 for Pereira. So very close at the front of the field as Eric Zhang makes a move then. Number 77 goes through on Adrian De Silva in the 61 El Bamber Motorsport car. Through he goes. So Toro Racing's Eric Zhang is on the move again. That will put him up just inside the top 20 for Zhang. Eric Zhang started in 12th, so very much on the recovery drive at this moment in time. So charging back up the pack. Update on your AM class battle. Eric Kwong is still hanging on for now, while the 75 car of Zhu Jiefeng battling over with the number 117 of Zhou Qi Quan, so it doesn't get any less fierce the further down the field you go. That is the battle over, that's to get into the top 20, and that is what we have this season in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. In the 21st season, we've got one of the deepest and most competitive fields ever in the history of this fine championship. And you look at the winners of this championship over the year. Johnny Cocker, young Briton, back in 2005. Christian Menzel, Alex Imperatori, our manager. El Bamber has won it twice. Chris van der Drift 3 times, more than any other. And last year, of course, Florian Latour. Some great names have come here and conquered the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia as we come to travel across the entire region. Well, it's a smile at least. Great to see Zhang Yatsi seeing the positive side, smiling away despite his race coming to a very premature end. And that's the spirit of a true racer. He'll be back when we go to Chang International Circuit in around a month's time. So Gueretti now starting to put the pressure on, but Dylan Pereira is responding. A 206 flat there for Gueretti last time by, but a 205.9 for Dylan Pereira. And as Steve mentioned on the grid, there is a championship point for scoring the fastest lap of the race. So it's very important in a championship battle that's going to be as tight as this one this year. Those fastest lap points, they are going to add up. I'm convinced of it. So the battle for AM honours, Eric Kwong really having to work for it this time with the 76 of Munkong Satien Tirikul, who moved up to 3rd position in the championship standings after yesterday's race. And he's looking really, really strong at the moment. Now, been an issue for Bao Junlong. We've got Li Chao has moved back into the lead of the Pro-Am class. So Li Chao in 12th position now, and Bao Junlong has dropped back to 15th. So a problem at some juncture for Bao Junlong. Junlong has just set his fastest lap of the race last time by 2:07, so it's not definitely not on the previous lap. But Bao Junlong, what looked like a strong run through to the top of the Pro-Am class, he's got it all to do again, and with just 5 laps to go, make it 4.5 laps to go now for Junlong. That's going to be a tall order to climb back up and take that Pro-Am victory. So could we see a new winner in the Pro-Am class in Li Chao? He won a racing class last year, but not so yet in 2024. Well, Alessandro Gueretti has responded at the front of the field with a 2:05.4. Wow, that is hot pace. He's just gone 0.4 of a second quicker than Dylan Pereira. When Gueretti was asked by Steve Dawson on the grid, is the fastest lap point a consideration? He said no, but he did say it's a very important thing to lay down that hot lap so that he can't be attacked, and that's exactly the mode that Gueretti is in at this stage in time. As over the line they come then, 9 laps complete, 4 laps left on the clock, as Martin Raginger has been under pressure all race long from Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, but as ever the experienced competitor is not flinching yet in that beautifully painted black, gold and red Porsche holding machine. Of course, Porsche holding in the dealer championship, which several of the teams are involved in. The leading car, Team Jebsen, in the dealer championship. Also, Team Shanghai Honda in second. They are in the dealer championship too, and throw Toro Racing into that mix as well. So the top 4 all in the dealer championship. So Alessandro Gueretti then extends his lead on that previous lap then to 0.7 of a second. Is that enough of a gap to hang on for a double victory here at Suzuka? Remember, neither Gueretti nor Pereira nor Gilbert are 3 podium finishing drivers at this moment in time. None of them have ever raced at Suzuka before this weekend, so it's been very much a voyage of discovery, and Gueretti told us on the grid he's never driven here in the wet before, so really a voyage of discovery, but just showing he's a young man but seriously experienced already, and definitely a star of the future. And well, his Carrera Cup campaign driven by dreams. A little bit of a breakaway now for our leading 2. Gueretti and Pereira have dropped Gilbert, and Gilbert in now a slightly lonely 3rd, and car off at the second Degner into the wall. It carries on though. I didn't quite catch the number on it there. So will hopefully stay green flag racing, hopefully not any debris on the circuit there, because it's a little bit of a blind exit there coming out of the Degner, the second Degner curve. But we rage on then with 3 laps to go then here in this round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. It looks like we're just going to get our 13 laps. We do either 13 laps or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. I think we're just going to get it. We unfortunately didn't make it to the full lap count yesterday because of a long intervention from the safety car. But today, just a short intervention, thankfully. And this AM battle, wow, this has been one of the battles of the race of the weekend, make it. And Eric Kwong is proving his credentials. He's looking for a 4th win in a row and continue his undefeated record here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2024. But the Thai driver, number 76, Munkong Satien Tirikul, will really want to get his championship charge on a good footing here by by taking out effectively the championship leader, not by taking him out quite literally on the racetrack, but by taking him out and winning the race. So 3 laps for Eric Kwong. Carrera just saying, oh, leave me alone. Why can't you leave me alone? I've been able to cruise to the other 3 wins so far this season. This isn't what I'm used to. In the meanwhile, they're coming through the hairpin, Bao Jinlong on a late charge, and Bao Jinlong now right in behind Li Chao for the Pro-Am battle. So not only is the Am battle on, Pro-Am is on. Bao Jinlong, he had got up into the Pro-Am lead from the back of the grid, don't forget. He dropped back to 15th, and now he's back on the charge again. Oh, can he make it one of the most exciting victories in the Pro-Am class so far this season? I tell you what, Jinlong is all over the back of Li Chao there. Bao Jinlong with the white and red, in the blue and gold car, excuse me, with Li Chao in the white and red car as they rush up the hill. There they go, through to 130R. Here comes Jinlong. Is he going to make the move for the Pro-Am lead? As the Am leaders, they come through 130R, but Jinlong decides, well, I'll just take a little step back there and try and find it another way. But Bao Jinlong in that number 7 car chasing down the number 9 of Li Chao. 2 laps to go here at Suzuka. Who is going to take this Pro-Am battle? Bao Jinlong on the charge. He had a crash in qualifying on Friday, which meant he had to start this 4th round at the back of the grid. But here he comes into turn 1. They go. Bao Jinlong levels him on the brakes and through he goes. So Bao Jinlong overtakes Li Chao and moves into the Pro-Am lead with 2 laps to go here at Suzuka. Can he hang on to that for what would be a stunning victory here at Suzuka? Meanwhile, a little bit further back, we've got a battle going on between the 21 of Francis Chia and Eric Zhang. That's battle for 16th position, and that's for a podium in the Pro-Am class. We saw Chia hold off Zhang actually yesterday for the podium. Well, Eric Zhang is getting his own back here. He's got himself up onto the Pro-Am podium. This is what you get in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. We've not just got one race going on, we've got 3, the Pro-Am and the Am. It's absolutely fantastic. About a lap and a half to go then here at Suzuka. Goretti leads by 0.8 of a second at the front from Dylan Pereira, with Matthias Jobert in a third. The Pro-Am class, wow, well, Bao Jinlong has made his move through. It hasn't shown up on our timing screen just yet. It will do. We've seen it happen there as Alessandro Goretti having to make his way through a little bit of lap traffic, but again, no such problem, and carries on through to complete the penultimate lap. So we move then on to the final lap here at Suzuka, and it's Alessandro Goretti who leads, and what a performance this has been. He scored his first win in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia back in Shanghai. He won yesterday, and he's going to make it 3 from 4 here if he can hang on for another 5 kilometers or so. The Porsche Junior selection process is one of the most intensive anywhere in motorsport. Every young driver with an ambition in GT racing would love to be the Porsche Junior driver and set themselves on a path with the Stuttgart brand, and Alessandro Goretti has been chosen amongst a huge bunch of stars, and you can see exactly why Sascha Maassen and the Porsche Motorsport team have selected this young man. What he is doing in this championship, and indeed at home in the Porsche Carrera Cup France, don't forget, is just so impressive. And I think this confidence, this race-winning confidence, will transfer into his Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup campaign as well. The young Frenchman, he's a real star. When we chat to him on the grid, he gives fantastic, eloquent and detailed answers, great information for us as viewers and fans, and he's doing the job in the race car as well. The full package. Well, Bao Jinlong, he might well have the lead in hand now in Pro-Am, but he fancies more. He fancies more. He wants to try and get some scalps on the Am drivers who are in their own battle. Is Jinlong going to interfere in this Am battle? Oh, as Eric Kwong goes wide, could we see a move here for the AM leader side by side now? But Kwong just about recovers as Jin Long's going to make a move now on Satien Tirakul. So the AM battle has been split up by Bao Jin Long. So Eric Kwong, well, he's going to have to buy Bao Jin Long a beer a little bit later. But out at the front, it's going to be Alessandro Gueretti once again. He is your master here at Suzuka. Once again then, Dylan Pereira coming home in second, watching Gueretti take the honours. I'm sure that will sting. He'll be wanting to settle that score when we go to Chang International Circuit in about a month's time. Matthias Jobert comes home on the podium. Martin Ragginger in fourth, and here's the battle for the AM class. Bao Jin Long's going to come home in the lead in Pro-Am, but Eric Kwong defending from a charging Satien Tirakul here. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Can Eric Kwong hang on as they come around the final corner? They go. It's going to be just Eric Kwong and no more for the AM class. A whisker between them. That, folks, is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia racing at its best. Fantastic. It may well have been a routine job at the front there for Alessandro Gueretti, but those Pro-Am and AM battles giving us the, well, we're giving our camera crew and directors a real job to follow. Just so much action going on there, but Alessandro Gueretti extends his lead at the top of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. We could well see Dylan Pereira move into second position. He may well move past Matthias Jobert there with that second place finish. And Bao Jin Long, what could you say about this driver? All the way from the back of the pack, from 25th on the grid to 10th to win the Pro-Am class. If he can eliminate mistakes, he could absolutely dominate this Pro-Am championship. Likewise for Eric Kwong. Yes, it says on the side of the car. I'm sure that's exactly what's going on at underneath that Martini helmet of Eric Kwong. I'm sure he's delighted. 4 wins from 4. Along with Bao Jin Long, 100% record in class so far after 2 rounds at the Shanghai International Circuit and 2 rounds here at Suzuka. And I think if you can come away with a good result from Suzuka, you've done a very good job. You can go home satisfied. Chang International Circuit in Podium, a completely different set of circumstances, totally different track, much more modern in style, and as is always the case here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, such a diverse calendar that challenges the drivers throughout our 3 classes. Well, that's Alessandro Gueretti. He's certainly pleased, if anything is to go by, with the flashing of the headlights as he makes his way through the Casio Triangle at a bit more sedate speed this time. With the job done, he'll head home to Europe as the leader of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and of course will be invited by Porsche Motorsport to join them at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in just a few weeks' time, around 3 or 4 weeks' time, along with Bao Jin Long and Eric Kwong, the 2 championship leaders. And Porsche head into that 24 Hours of Le Mans on a bit of a high after the result in the World Endurance Championship yesterday. But Alessandro Gueretti, when will he make his Le Mans debut? I suspect we won't have to wait that long. You look at the form he's showing, the maturity he's showing, it's mighty impressive. Big smiles, big hugs from the guys at Team Jepsen. They've got a star. They have picked a real star, and they love it. They absolutely love it. A very happy young man there, and he's getting used to this. Is the Frenchman. You can see the French tricolor just on the chin strap there of his helmet. The team delighted too. A lot of hard work goes in behind the scenes here. The driver, yes, they get the spoils, they get to spray the champagne, but preparing a good car is so important, particularly in Porsche Carrera Cup racing in any country, because the cars are all delivered exactly the same. So how you prepare them, how you set them up is absolutely vital. So Team Jebsen, they'll be delighted with their work this weekend. Dylan Pereira, another solid podium position. He's just there, just waiting, right behind Alessandro Gueretti, saying, if you make a mistake, I'm right here to pick up the scraps. And this is a battle that I'm sure is going to rage on all season. Yes, it's gone the way of Alessandro Gueretti this time out, but Dylan Pereira, well, I'm sure will be there. So let's hear from our winner then, with Steve Dawson.
Alessandro is with me, our winner again today. So 2 times in a row, what a weekend. You must feel really delighted.
Yeah, exactly. First thing, I will thank my team, Jebsen Racing, and also my engineer, Benjamin Flock, which is always with me in Super Cup, Carrera Cup France, and here in Carrera Cup Asia. And yeah, just amazing race week here in Suzuka, one of my dream tracks. So what can, I don't know what to say, but I'm really, really happy.
Did the rain bother you in the end?
Yeah, exactly. It was a really tricky race because each lap were different. Because it was getting more wet, more dry, and I had Dylan behind me, which was really quick as well. So yeah, it was a really challenging one, and I enjoyed so much.
Very likely to be very different conditions next time in Thailand. Will you enjoy that?
Yeah, of course. Every condition is good for us. Yeah, but I think we have also maximum point of this weekend. Yep. So just perfect one. Really, thanks to my engineer and my team. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic stuff, and isn't that interesting? Alessandro Gueretti bringing his same race engineer for all 3 of his programs: Porsche Carrera Cup France, Asia, and the Mobile One Super Cup, the international championship. So that relationship between an engineer and a driver, absolutely critical. So great to see engineer Benjamin there getting a bit of a nod. So important for setting up the car and getting the absolute optimum out of it. Well, it was exciting in Pro-Am as well. Let's hear from Bao Jinlong. He's got a story to tell.
There can't be much of an argument for driver of the day. Bao Jinlong, ladies and gentlemen, from last to first among the Pro-Ams. Take us through it. How was that drive?
Yeah, at the first lap, I already overtake 11 cars, and then I just push, and my car is really good. And the setup, last night we think a lot about the car, and we changed a little bit, but yes, today the car is perfect, so I can attack very fast.
You must have been a little worried when the safety car came out, because that gives you less time.
Yeah, but I'm lucky, safety car just 2-3 laps. Yeah, it's okay. I have enough time. Also, I spin by myself, and then I catch up again.
Amazing, brilliant drive. We look forward to Thailand, seeing you again soon.
Thank you.
Wow, so that's what happened then. Bao Jinlong, a spin and the win, the Danny Sullivan special. So a spin and the win and a charge from last to first. Bao Jinlong bringing the excitement for us. Wow, what a drive from him. And I agree with Steve, driver of the day, no question about it. Eric Kwong, he really had to work for that AM win there, chased all the way by Munkong Satien Tirakul, and I'm looking forward to finding out how he handled that pressure, because he really was kept under pressure to the very last corner and all the way to the checkered flag. Steve's caught up with him. Let's hear what he has to say.
Among the amateur drivers, the Eric Kwong train just keeps rolling on. You just told me it was lucky. Come on, surely not.
Yeah, actually at the beginning of the race, there 2 cars crashed in front of me. Luckily, I didn't crash into them. Otherwise, I'm done.
You managed to get through those, and then how was the rest of the race after that? Because it was raining on and off, so changeable conditions.
Well, actually, the race was really intense. Yeah, I mean, Turbo is right behind me. He in the last lap, last corner, he almost got me, and then Bao was right there, and then I just let him go, and then yeah, hopefully not let the other guy go, but I managed to keep my spot and finish the race.
4 wins out of 4. You got 4 races, or 3 races actually, coming up in Thailand over 2 separate rounds. How do you feel about those?
Well, that will be a Turbo home court. I mean, he will definitely have an advantage, but yeah, I mean, the same as always, try to finish the race and then keep a good constant speed for myself.
We look forward to seeing you do just that. Well done.
Okay, thank you so much.
Very interesting there from Eric Kwong. Yes, he's talked Turbo. He's talking about Munkong Satien Tirakul, who of course is from Thailand. So we'll have a little bit of home field knowledge. can't wait to see how that plays out when we head there in around a month's time. So the drivers will quickly hot foot their way up to the podium. We don't just have one podium, we have three here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and no wonder, because we basically have three races in one for the Pro, the Pro-Am and the AMs, and all with a huge story to tell. Eric Kwong giving us a great insight there, what it's like when you're in a battle with someone in your own class and someone in the class above is coming charging through, and he handled that perfectly and deserved that fourth win from 4 attempts here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2024. Bao Jinlong, a spin in the win and the charge from last to first and the top 10 overall. Bao Jinlong, he just likes to sweep the lot. So confirming then your results then, Alessandro Gueretti takes the win by 1.1 seconds from Dylan Pereira and extends his championship advantage. Matthias Jobert gets another podium for Toro Racing. It's been a really solid season so far for the talent pool by a Michelin driver. Martin Ragginger comes home in 4th for Porsche Holding. Then it's Rodrigo Diaz Almeida in 5th. Marco Giltrap, with his arrival in the series, he finishes in 6th, with Dylan Ip in 7th, Nazi Mazman in 8th, and Stefan Radzinski rounds out the top pro drivers in 9th. Bao Jinlong, as we mentioned, all the way from the back to 10th. He wins in Pro-Am with Eric Kwong in 11th, Munkong Sathyanthirikul in 12th. Henry Kwong comes home 2nd in Am and 13th overall. Then it's Lee Chow, 2nd in Pro-Am, followed by Jackie Wu. Eric Zhang just got that last spot on the Pro-Am podium, just holding off Francis Chia, getting his own back after yesterday with that battle. The 117 of Xiao Chi Quan was 18th. John Shen 19th, with Adrian Silva rounding out the top 20. Then it was the 321 of Li Xuanyu in 21st place. So let's get down to the podium then and see some very happy drivers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium presentation for round 4 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Suzuka. Now let's welcome the winners of round 4 for the M class. On 3rd place, congratulations to driver number 91, Henry Kwong from Triple Ace Racing. 2nd place, congratulations to driver number 76, Munkong Sathyanthirikul from EBM. And the winner goes to driver number 23, Eric Kwong from Bergwerk Motorsport. And now we'd like to invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present the winner's trophy. And now we'd like to invite Mr. Tony Liu, the manager of Motorsport Activation, Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the 2nd place trophy. Last but not least, I would like to invite Mr. Charles Chang from Michelin China Championship Manager to present the 3rd place trophy. And may I invite all of the award presenters to come together for a group photo. All right, everybody, big smiles and big round of applause to our winners of the M class. Thank you to our award presenters. Let's get ready to celebrate.
Eric Kwong's getting used to this. Top step of the podium, the cork came straight off there, and spraying the champagne with his brother Henry, and yeah, true brotherly style, soaked his brother there with a bit of champagne. Fantastic.
The M class of round 4 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024.
So what a race that was in the AM class, with Eric Kwong taking the honours. Next up will be the Pro-Am podium, where I'm sure there'll be lots of chat between the drivers after that dramatic one there with Bao Jinlong, and also Li Chow getting a solid 2nd position there too, and Eric Zhang, who had to come from deep in the pack to get that last step on the podium and hold off a determined Francis Chia, who got the podium yesterday but had to give best today. It's super competitive in that Pro-Am class. If you take Bao Jinlong out of the equation, it really is anyone's race. Let's get down to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite the winners of round 4 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Suzuka for the Pro-M class. On 3rd place, congratulations to driver number 77, Eric Zhang from Toro Racing. 2nd place, congratulations to driver number 9, Li Chao from Team Better Life. And the winner goes to driver number 7, Bao Jinlong from Phantom Global Racing. And now allow me to invite again Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present the winner trophy. And now we'd like to invite Mr. Tony Liu, the manager of Motorsport Activation Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the 2nd place trophy. And let's now also invite Mr. Charles Chang, Michelin China Championship Manager, to present the 3rd place trophy. And I would like to invite all of the award presenters to come together for a group photo. Big smiles, thumbs up, ready, 1, 2, 3. Thank you to all of our award presenters. And it's time for champagne.
Oh, Bao Jinlong not quite as quick on the draw here with the whoa, it's the champagne, but once the cork was open, off it went. Fantastic stuff from our Pro-Am podium finishers.
Once again, congratulations
Certainly a dramatic day for Jinlong.
the Pro-Am class.
But got the job done. Very important. Great battle there, and congratulations as well to Li Chao and Eric Zhang for getting up on the podium. Finally will be our overall podium with Alessandro Guerretti climbing to the top step for the 2nd time this weekend here at Suzuka. Dylan Pereira in 2nd, and the 99 of Matthias Jobert getting on the podium as well. 2 podiums from 2 for that young man, and we saw a French driver win the championship last year in Florian Latour. Could we see it again this year? Well, still lots time to go. Let's get down to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite the winners of round 4 for the overall class. On 3rd place, congratulations to driver number 99, Matthias Jobert from Toro Racing. And 2nd place goes to driver number 5, Dylan Pereira from Team Shanghai Honda BWT. And of course, the winner goes to driver number 55, Alessandro Guerretti from Team Jepson. And the dealer trophy for this round is Team Jepson. Now I would like to invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present both the winner trophy and the dealer trophy. And now I would like to invite Mr. Tony Liu, manager of Motorsport Activation Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the 2nd place trophy. Last but not least, I'm glad to invite Mr. Charles Chang, Michelin China Championship Manager, to present the 3rd place trophy. And may I invite all of the award presenters to kindly join our winners for the group photo together. All right, big smiles. 1, 2, 3. Thank you to our award presenters. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for champagne.
Well, it's champagne and the spoils for Alessandro Guerretti. He leaves Japan with the championship lead, and he will head to Chang International Circuit on the 14th and 15th of June, looking to extend it further. But Dylan Pereira, well, he looks determined to try and close down his young rival do join us there on the 14th and 15th of June. But from Suzuka Circuit, from us all here, it's goodbye.